You will never make it in anything that you decide to do if you go into that thing with the mentality of not going all in, of kind of testing it or trying. Trying shouldn't exist. Trying means that there is a possibility that you're not going to do this thing. There's a possibility of an out. But if you actually want to see growth and see progress in something, you have to go all in. There's no trying. There's no, oh, I'm just going to do this thing for a couple of days, I'll see how it goes, or I'll do this for a couple of weeks and then I'll take like a break. Or there is just doing the thing, falling in love with it, and over time you start to gain the benefits and you start to reap the rewards of doing that thing, right? I think for a lot of us, we have this standard where we give ourselves an option. We give ourselves an out. We say to ourselves that, okay, I'm going to try out this thing, and if it doesn't work, then I can at least go back to what I was doing before. But if you really want to see progress in something, you can't just try. You can't just do it for a bit, be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because then you're never going to be able to beat your own internal thoughts, your own internal dialogue, and really conquer your mind and conquer that version of you that you're trying to beat. Because if you're trying to do something and you're trying to achieve any type of endeavor, whether it be getting fit, attracting a healthy relationship, or really building a successful business or anything of the sort, then you have to be able to conquer your mind before you can ever see progress in the direction that you want to do it. And if you're not going all in, there's no chance in hell that you will ever be able to make it. This thing that you're doing is going to be painful. It is going to be painful no matter what. And if you don't have the resilience and the commitment behind what you're doing, then it's not going to work. You have to be committed. You have to have some level of skin in the game to be like, no, I want this thing and I'm going to go after it. I think so many of us just give ourselves the option as to how much we're willing to suffer. There should be a level of suffering that you should kind of look forward to. You should want to suffer. You should want to go through the pain, because on the other side of suffering, on the other side of pain is growth. If you want to grow and you want to expand your own lifestyle and make it better, then you have to be able to withstand the pain and suffering that comes with. My biggest regret is not taking action because I'm thinking about all of the reasons why something isn't going to work, instead of just doing the actions that I know will bring me closer to my goal. The reason why I'm not as far as where I want to be in my life is because I spent so many years thinking that I knew everything, and knowing isn't doing. And so I spent so many years thinking that I was, doing the thing that I'm supposed to do, but I wasn't taking the actions that really got me the result. Because I think so many of you guys, if you're watching this video, you know what you need to do. You know that you need to eat in a calorie deficit. You know that you need to track your macros. You know that you need to work out a certain amount of times every single week and hit the muscles that you need to grow, right? But still, even though you know all of these things, it doesn't directly mean that you're going to take the actions to do them consistently. And I've experienced this myself firsthand. I was training for years. I was doing all of the research under the sun. I watched so many videos, fitness influencers, and people telling me what I was supposed to do. I knew how to literally create my own program. And still, having all of this knowledge, I wasn't able to take that knowledge and apply it. And if I had to go back in time and have that conversation with myself, I would just be telling myself the importance of action. Because it doesn't matter how much research you do, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have on a certain subject if you never apply it. So I consumed like thousands of videos, but all I really needed to do was consume one. I just had to consume one, apply the information from that video, and I would have grown 3, 4, 5 times faster had I have done that than consumed another 5 times the amount of videos, right? I wasted so many years, guys, so many years doing that. And it's so frustrating to see other guys do the same thing. I have people telling me on my videos, like, TLDR, just eat more and sleep more and just track your macros, like, don't watch the video, guys. Like, this guy just says this. If you knew what to do, why wouldn't you have the result? It's because you don't do the actions. It's because you believe, probably, that there are beliefs in your mind that are stopping you from doing the actions currently. Because if you believed that it was so easy, if you believed that you could do this thing, you would have it already. You would already have the six-pack. You would already be jacked. You would already have the body. You would literally be living it. But I think we have this confusion that because we know what to do, like I could show a child a piece of broccoli and a burger, and the child is going to be able to distinguish which one is healthier, right? And some of you guys who are watching this, I know my demographic, you're between the ages of like 25 and 40, yet you guys are still doing the wrong thing. You're still feeling that regret, that anxiety, because you know deep down that every single video you consume that is on this topic, it's just wasting your time. If you're never going to apply any of this information and you're just going to sit here consuming this content, but you're never going to take any action, then you will never see progress. You will never be able to achieve the result that you want. And I used to have this thing where I believed that pain was my worst enemy. I would never want to feel any type of pain and discomfort. And it's normal because it's primal. Primal, where you don't want to experience pain because you want to survive. But what you don't understand is that if you don't experience pain and you don't go through a bit of suffering, then you will never grow. Now I literally get excited every single time that I can put myself through pain, because I know that I'm able to come out of that and grow way more than had I have just stayed in that comfort, in that feeling of, oh, but I'm good now. I have everything now. I'm good where I'm at. What you guys need to understand is that you are the leader of your family. You are the person who's supposed to set the standard for everyone in your life. Friends, family, people that you care about. These people look to you as an example. They look to you. And when you're just eating junk food, not taking care of yourself, not looking after people, how does that reflect? When you are doing all of these things and they look up to you and they need you to be the leader for them, and you're not even able to lead yourself and coach yourself into getting out of all of these bad habits and all of these vices. Now, I speak a lot about standards and the importance of having high standards, because you will always fall to your standards and you will never rise to your goals. And my standards used to be so low. I used to spend time in the morning playing video games, spiking my dopamine, then going to work, feeling terrible because my dopamine had been spiked earlier, eating shitty food because I thought that I didn't have time to prepare it and stuff because I was too busy distracting myself, scrolling or like playing video games. And then I'd wonder at the end of the day why my day felt so terrible, why I was so unhappy, why I was so unmotivated. It was because I wasn't doing the thing that I knew I was supposed to be doing. A lot of you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not doing it. And then at the end of the day, you're unsatisfied and you feel all of this anxiety because you know that you're not living your true potential. And when my alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. every single morning, there is a part of me that obviously wants to stay in that bed. Every single morning I have to coach myself out of it, because I know as well, if I do stay in the bed and I do just, give in to comfort, it's warm, I'm tired, I want to sleep, right? But I know that if I give in to that and I do sleep, the amount of anxiety that builds in me when I do wake up, like let's say I wake up 2 hours later at 7:30. If I had woken up 2 hours before, I'm gonna know how much work I could have done. I'm gonna know that I missed, because usually I would have a plan, right? I would plan the night before what I'm gonna do in the morning. And then I wake up at 7:30, that plan is out the window. I've now pushed my entire day forward and the whole day just feels like a rush. It doesn't need to feel like that. But when you have a plan like that, you have to execute. You have to. When I had my 9-to-5 job and I was going in every single day, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning and have a plan and stick to it. I would be in bed with my girlfriend And it doesn't matter if I had stayed up late the last night. I was getting up at 5 a.m. because I knew that I had things to do. I knew that I had my goals to achieve. And for a lot of you, you would have never done that. You would have never done that because your standards aren't there yet. You haven't created standards that you will never break. And it all starts with your standards. It all starts with what you're willing to do to achieve this. What a lot of you don't realize is that you are already going to the gym. You're already eating. You're already doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, but you're not doing them 100% with intention. You're going to the gym, you're just showing up, you're not really having a plan of how you're going to execute, you're eating food without much, intention behind it. You're already doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, but you're just not doing them with intention. You're not doing them with a goal in mind that you're trying to achieve, and you don't really have a direct plan. And that's where you're falling over. That's where you're falling short. Because a lot of the time, it's not that we need to add a lot of things into our life. It's that we need to remove all of the BS. It's that we need to remove all of the things that we aren't supposed to be doing and just doing the things that we are supposed to be doing with more intention, more thought behind it. The reason why you have so much difficulty really sticking to your diet, sticking to your training, is because you can do it for a couple of days. You have that willpower, that grit. Sometimes you're motivated, and so you can really get yourself to do it. But then over time, you realize that nobody's really watching over you. Nobody's keeping you accountable. And you start to slack on yourself. You start to believe that, okay, I can do this. And we tend to forget that there is a deeper meaning behind what we're doing right now. There's a deeper meaning behind you just going to the gym, getting fit, getting in shape. There's a deeper meaning. There are people relying on you. There are people that don't have the same kind of opportunity as you to really grow. If you're already watching this kind of content, you're already consuming this, you're already training hard, you're already going to the gym, you're already eating more protein, you're doing all of these things, why are you still holding back on the things that you need to let go of your life and staying attached to them when you know for sure that they're actually just holding you back and keeping you stuck? None of these things are serving you, but you still hold on to them. You still think that if I do these things, like go to the gym and track my macros and do all of these things, then that allows me to do all of these negative things. But it doesn't. It doesn't give you permission. All it does is steal from all of the hard work and all of the sacrifice that you do in the gym, in the kitchen, in all of the other parts of your life. It just steals all of that energy away. And that's why you still stay stuck. It's because you think that if I do all of these things, now I'm allowed to slack. You think that now, because you sacrificed in these areas and you did all of the work, that now you can start to slack. That's not how it works. Arguably, the most amount of progress that I've ever made is when I actually took away all of the bullshit. It's when I said no to people that I even respected. It's when I said no to my parents. It's when I said no to friends. It's when I said no to all of the bad habits. That's when I saw the most amount of progress. It's that 80-20 rule. It's that 80% is going to come from all of the stuff that you're stripping out of your life, and 20% is going to come from your diet, your nutrition, everything else. All of that stuff that you already know is going to be that knowledge, that stuff that you already know. The 80% is going to come from the actions. It's going to come from what you do on a daily basis, the habits that you have, the routines that surround your training, that surround your diet, that surround everything. You are just a product of your habits. You are just a product of what you do on a daily basis. If 80% of what you do right now isn't serving you, it isn't in the direction of your goals, then you are going to fail. No matter what you have set up in your you could have the perfect training plan. You could have the perfect diet. Everything could be perfect. But then if you go out and you go drinking and you spend your time not sleeping enough and you spend your time doing all of these things that are just not congruent with the man that you want to become, then you just won't become him. You won't be able to achieve it. And so that is why knowledge and knowing isn't doing. It's because doing requires you to become someone who is capable, right? It requires someone who is capable of action. That is the difference between the two. One of them requires you to just consume and become someone who is very knowledgeable, right? They have all of the reasons why they could do something and they know exactly how to do it. But then being someone who is capable. Now that is a completely different thing. Someone who has gone through everything that they need to go through to really become the man, right? And if you're someone that's maybe looking for a coach right now, there is a link in the description that will take you to a page where you can just book in a call with me. I do have a program for a select few of people that I will work with. You might be a fit, you might not. We'll have that chat and we'll see if you are or not. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.